Really sorry for the delay on this one, everyone. My bad, and I apologize. Today we have The Crawling Eye. And you know what? It's another Misfits song. Directed by Quentin Lawrence, this 1958 sci-fi horror classic is pretty wild. This is my first time viewing it, so this should be fun. What I have is the colorized version, and trust me, it was done poorly. With that said, let's begin. We got some beautiful shots of the Swiss landscape and some really bad green screen. We get these mountain climbers yelling up to their buddy Jim, who yells back down that he sees something coming for him, and we hear this really strange beeping.
I tell you there's someone coming. I can't see a thing. Who is it?
And then Jim takes a dive.
There he is. Jim. No. You idiot, we nearly had him. Why did you let him go? Didn't you see him? What are you talking about? His head. It was torn off.
We get the title screen and, hey, wait a minute. You said this was The Crawling Eye. Well, okay, here's the deal. It is. But it's also known as the Trollenberg Terror. Depending where, if you saw it in the USA, that would mean it's The Crawling Eye. But in Europe, it's the Trollenberg Terror. So we're back to our title screen and beginning credits. We settle on a train heading for Geneva. Aboard are sisters Sarah and Anne Pilgrim, played by Jennifer Jane and Janet Monroe, who is waking up from a nap. Anne takes one look at the mountainscape and she passes out on top of this guy. This guy is Alan Brooks, played by Forrest Tucker. He's going to be our hero. Once she comes to, she says the train needs to stop in Trollenberg, and they have to stay at a hotel that they've never been to. And this is also where Brooks is going too. On the car ride over to the hotel, they all share the same cab. And Anne starts to talk about the three guys from the beginning, but she's never heard of met them before, so how does she know what happened? Mr. Klein, the driver/help at the hotel, played by Fred Schiller, says, well, yeah, these accidents happen all the time with climbers, and yeah, one of the guys is dead. Once at the hotel, they meet Philip Truscott, played by Lawrence Payne. He says he knows the girls from somewhere, but he can't figure out why. I don't know, maybe they have an OnlyFans. So Anne is continually drawn to the mountain, or something is telling her to climb it. Again, why? Brooks overhears Truscott talking to someone on the phone, asking about him. He kind of shrugs it off and heads downstairs to meet Dewhurst, played by Stuart Sanders, and Brett, played by Andrew Flauds. Remember him from Jason and the Argonauts? Brett and Dewey are headed up Trollenberg. Sarah comes downstairs to join them for a drink, or maybe 6. Brett and Dewhurst are looking into all the accidents that are happening on the mountain. Hans, the bartender, played by Colin Douglas, lets them know what the surrounding villagers think about the whole thing going on. They're pretty much scared, and the first guy lost his head, so yeah, they're freaked out. Brooks and the two climbers head to the observatory. They take a trolley car up. Those are gonna come in handy later. Brooks heads to the observatory to see his old friend, Professor Srevitt. I think that's how I said it. I probably said that wrong. But he's played by Warren Mitchell. The professor is studying cosmic rays. He tells Brooks about this crazy radioactive cloud he's been following near where all the climbers have gone missing. The professor wants to let the authorities know about it, but Brooks thinks, well, dude, who's going to believe us about a crazy radioactive cloud? Brooks and the professor head back down to the hotel for a party for all the attendees. The sisters put on some sort of magic show for the gentlemen. Anne gets another one of her visions. This time of Brett and Dewhurst. Brett seems to have wandered off, though. Where did he go? The professor finds it strange what happened to Anne. Was she having a vision or seeing something strange? Or seeing something that something else was seeing? Turns out Anne is telepathic, and the professor says get her out of here in the morning ASAP. Meanwhile, something attacks the cabin. Wait. Hold the counter. Hold. Also, the cloud has now moved away from the cabin where the two climbers were. After losing contact with the cabin, a rescue party heads out, and Anne has another one of her night terrors or something. She says, stay away from the hut. Now, it seems she's become more of a warning than a visionary. Well, I guess that's actually kind of the same thing. They get to the cabin and find Dewhurst. With no head. Okay, now go. We come back to Anne, who looks like she's about to go streaking. She heads out the front door of the hotel and takes off. They hire a plane to help with the search. It's piloted by Bernard Green. And he actually does find Brett. So the search party heads over to where the plane saw him. And Anne makes her way to the observatory. Oh, this is wild. Two of the rescue party find Brett. And guess what's in his bag? Yep, Dewhurst's head. And then Brett kills both of them. One with a pickaxe. The search party makes it to the observatory and they send Anne back to the hotel. Oh, here comes a plot twist.
Oh, I don't think you'd understand, Philip.
Like that time in the Andes, do you mean? How do you know about that? All right. I'm a newspaper man. It's my job to know about these things.
Truscott is actually a news reporter, and he wants the 411 on this cloud. Turns out, something like this has happened once before, and the professor and Brooks were in on it. And the quick answer is aliens are inside the cloud, and Brooks works for the UN. They get back to the hotel, and Brett shows back up, and he looks... yeah, wow, terrible. Anne comes downstairs, and Brett tries to kill her. Brooks lays him out, though, and gives him a nice shiner. Wait, that's weird. He punched him in the face with a cut like that. There should be blood somewhere. Okay, that's strange. And, okay, we're 50 minutes in, and no crawling eyes. What the fuck? The professor tells Truscott that they've seen all this before. The aliens up in the mountain probably sent Brett down to kill Anne. So he's kind of like a Walking Dead man because Brett is technically dead. No, he's really dead. Brett makes a killer escape. But Brooks gets in before he can kill Anne. Now he's really dead. After Brett is killed, whatever is inside the cloud is now heading down to the village to get them. They round up all the villagers and bring everyone to the observatory because it's pretty much an impenetrable fortress. I was kind of wondering why it did look like a World War II German hidden base. Anyway, all but Hans end up going up to the observatory. He takes off into the fog or cloud. So the evil cloud surrounds the hotel and breaks down the door, and we finally, at 1 hour and 6 minutes, we see our crawling eye. One of the kids from the village went back to get her toy that she dropped. And, well, thank God, there's Brooks to save her. Jump in the last cable car and take off. Bad news though, the cloud is split into 5 different clouds, which means now there's 5 aliens coming for the observatory. Hans shows up to the observatory, and, he kinda looks like Brett. Yep, and he wants to kill Anne, but Brooks gets him too. Brooks is getting pretty good at killing these zombies. Or zombie controlled by aliens. Or zombies possessed by alien mind control. Anyway, Brooks says call on the UN, get some fire bombs out here, and blast these aliens out of here because they hate heat. I guess that might be the weird science class thing for this movie. Yeah, every time they find something where this alien has been, there's like a trail of like ice or something, so they hate heat. The aliens get up to the observatory before the UN bombers. So they decide to use some modified type Molotov cocktails.
I want you to slam this door behind me. Wait for me to knock to come back in. If I don't knock, don't open it, right? All right.
Brooks gets one of them, and then Truscott tries. He gets one, but then he gets caught by one. And again, Brooks to the rescue. He saves his ass. Once they're out of bombs, they just have to sit and wait for the planes to come in. But will they make it in time? Bombs away. And it worked. The aliens are all cooked. The end. Okay, so this one was definitely low budget. Once we see the aliens, they're pretty much just balloons with tentacles. Do I like the way they look? Absolutely, though. They're kind of terrifying. Yeah, they look really creepy, and honestly, if they get any bigger, they could probably take on Godzilla. Well, maybe not that big. But why did they want Anne, though? That really never got answered, and I wish it got explained. She had telekinesis, and I guess she was maybe picking up the alien, like, radio brainwaves or something? Really not too sure. This movie is more of a C-side than a B-side horror movie. I did like it, though. The alien itself kind of looks like the alien from It Came From Outer Space. Overall, on my first viewing, it wasn't too bad. Not as much aliens as I would have liked to have seen, and I kind of wish we had more alien kills than zombie-controlled dead guy kills, but that's okay. I still had fun with this. I do want to know what happened before this movie, and I wish we got a bigger story on it. Like, with Brooks and the Professor. That would make an awesome prequel or a sequel, however you want to look at it. So for this one, I'd say grab some Clear Eyes.
Wow.
And some pizzas, and check out The Crawling Eye, or The Trollenberg Terror, however you can find it.